Thank you. Sweet. Hey y'all, it's the next weekend after our Badlands trip, and all of my stuff that I was missing finally arrived, all within like 3 days of each other, so it's perfect. Figure I'll do a little unboxing, show you what I got. This is the CavFab steering kit. I tried the straight kit and it just hit the track bar mount, sway bar mounts, steering stabilizer mount, so decided to go with the clearance kit instead that has like the bends to avoid all that. We have our brand new rubber body mounts all around because a lot of mine were mushroom. And then we also have, I'm kind of excited to open these, the Brown Dog 1-inch engine mount lifts. So those should be pretty cool. And I got the rubber version. Matt bought the polyurethane version previously and said it was like almost like a solid mount. So we went with the rubber, try to increase a little comfort in this thing. First thing, Crown Automotive body mounts. Pretty straightforward. Got the metal anodized pieces, so those shouldn't rust, and brand new rubber. I'm excited for that. That's going to be really good. Next thing, a Brown Dog. Don't cut towards yourself, kids. Made in America, baby. Look at that thing. There's the information for Brown Dog Off-Road if you're looking for engine mounts. Pretty sweet. Ultra Flex rubber. Excited for these. I'll get this steering unpackaged since I unboxed the straight steering before. I know it's kind of a pain, so I'll speed through this. Well, this stuff is packaged up. It's not going to come scratched or dinged. They got the hardware saran wrapped in there. That's nice. Good job, CavFab. The big Heims powder coated black. You do have to wait a little while. I think their lead time is like 2 to 3 weeks. I waited pretty much exactly 3, but made it. Super nice. Let's get this stuff installed. CavFab has a great video on how to install these crossover steering kits, so I won't do a full like how to, but I will show you the gist of it. So obviously I removed the old steering. It's over here. And drilled out your steering knuckle, which is this piece. Where the bolt's going through is what you drill with a reamer bit. And so that's so the new bolt can fit through. On your old steering, you need to measure the tie rod, the length from center to center, and try to match that with your new setup. That'll at least get you close to a straight alignment, so you can at least get it to a shop to get aligned, or you could fine tune it yourself from there. So it's a short bolt on this side with no misalignment spacers. And then on the other side, you use your long bolt with misalignment spacers on top. And this is the drag link that goes to your pitman arm. And then on the bottom, you'll put the other end of your tie rod link with no misalignment spacers and bolt that up. And here's how the misalignment spacers work. So there's two halves, got a top and a bottom, I guess let's call them. And they fit into this heim. So you can see nestles right in there. So one on the top, one on the bottom. And then the bolt would go through that. Let's pretend like that's in there. And the bolt sits on top, like that. And that allows the bearing in the heim to move around. So you could steer and flex out your Jeep. Just to break this down really quick, since one side of the tie rod and the drag link are reverse thread, ideally you'd be able to just twist the center rod forward. Oh, I hate that noise. Forward or back, and it would bring your toe in or out. Tightening this up would bring both of your wheels in on this side and in on this side. And if you were to lengthen it, it'd do the opposite. So if our tie rod here is adjusting toe, what is the drag link doing? Well, as you can see, it connects to this knuckle, and then it comes up to the pitman arm, which then connects to your steering box. Good old Rusty right here, which then goes to your steering wheel. There's a shaft that comes up and goes straight to your steering wheel. So that's going to center your steering wheel. And that's kind of the hard part here. So since these are clearanced, you can't see it because it has the plastic on it, but these are bent out and then straight across and then bent back in. And there's also a bend in our drag link here, just right here. And if those were straight, I could just twist them one way, but obviously that they're bent, I can't do that. So I have to take the bolt out and adjust each heim individually to make that adjustment. And adjusting the drag link affects the tie rod. Adjusting the tie rod affects the drag link. So if you make a change here, you have to make a change there. It gets pretty time consuming. If you feel like it's too daunting, definitely take it to an alignment shop. I'm probably going to, just so that I can get it triple checked and so that I don't go through my tires so quick. But yeah, just a little bit on that. And good enough. We'll get it to an alignment shop and they'll dial it in the rest of the way. Onto the body lift and engine mounts. Matt's probably laughing his butt off because he has a heated wood-burning stove in his shop and I'm out here in the 35-degree weather doing body mounts on this thing. But I'll show you where I'm at. Gas cap is off because when you lift the body up, it could crack your, like the surround for your filler neck. Overflow is removed to get to 4 screws on your fan shroud here. Once you get all 4, they're just on each corner. You want to tip this back so that it doesn't interfere when you lift the body. Then you got 5 mounts on each side with 1 in the middle. Right there is number 1. I've already removed it. So you start with the front, then you take out, there's 5 on the side. 1 there, 2, 3, 4 is up by your shock mount. Oh shoot, there goes my freehall. Right back there. And then 5 is right on your rear bumper. And you want to loosen the other side. Once you've done that, then you can jack up the body on this side, remove the mounts to replace them if you want, or throw your body lift in. A tip for the body mounts to not break a bolt is you can kind of hear how it's crusty. That's all just dirt stuck in the threads. So if you rock it back and forth, like loosen it, tighten a little, loosen it, tighten a little until it frees up, then you should be good to go. Also, if you have a TJ, there is a little hole. I don't know if this helped or not, but I think the body bolt might go through here, and I just filled this whole area up with Freeall. Well, I'm about halfway done with the body lift. Here's a good before and after. This is the rear. You can see now why it was so crusty. Crusty, rusty, dirty, brand new. Putting anti-seize on the threads. It'll be good. So we're about halfway done. You can kind of tell, voice crack, that passenger side is about 1 inch taller. kind of hard to tell since it's all apart still in pieces, but that's the end product right there. Looks pretty good. I'm not sure how I feel about the gap in the back. Maybe the rear bumper could mount higher. Well, no, because it has the holes drilled. I'll have to figure that out. But overall, looks sweet. Time to do the other side. For my kit, I also needed to remove my headlight so I could get down to that hole there in the grill to add on my extension for like the grill bump stop, I guess you could call it. Not all the kits have that. Some have a radiator like drop down bracket, but that's what mine had, was the grill spacer. Hey guys, it's the next day. Didn't have enough time to finish the body lift last night, so I finished it today. Just got done tightening everything up and we're moving on to engine mounts. And it just started sleeting / snowing, so the Jeep no longer fits in my tiny little garage, so we're working on it outside. It's just gonna have to work. But we're so close to being done. It'll be worth it, even if I have to work in these little Dippin' Dots. Let me get you up to speed here. So to do the engine mount lift, you undo the 4 nuts on the bottom of your skid plate for the trans mount, because you'll tear that off if you jack up the engine with it still bolted. Got a piece of wood under the bell housing of the transmission to lift the engine up. And we come up here, and I removed this support bar for the grill. They're 13 millimeters in the front and the back. You can see the new Brown Dog engine mount in there. And that's an 18 millimeter on both sides, one here and one on the back. And OEM, this bolt is a 15. There's also a nut on the bottom that's also a 15. On the Brown Dog mount, this is a 17, but the bottom's still a 15. So I was kind of confused when I was throwing it back together, but kind of show you some before and after what we're looking at. These weren't terrible, like they didn't need to be replaced. They're starting to dry rot a little bit, but really I just needed the lift out of them, and this should do the trick. So side 2 is a little bit easier just to get access in there. I actually could get an impact on the main bolt that runs through the middle. Same thing as the other side. So pull it out. The only tricky thing is on the bottom. That nut right there, you can see there's another bolt that goes into the engine block, and when you're first starting the nut on the engine mount, it's in the way. So I kind of used a 17 and kind of turned it diagonal a little bit to try to spin it some, but once it gets past that bolt head, you can use the 15 to bolt it on the rest of the way. So we're done. Okay, ending it off here. We got a bunch of stuff done in this video. CavFab 1-ton steering, check. Rokmen body mount lift, check. Crown body mounts, check. And the Brown Dog off-road motor mount lift kit. Just got done with that, so I got some stuff to put back together on the Jeep. I'll post some pictures on Instagram because I'm gonna put the fender flares back on. I might paint those before they go back on the Jeep. But I think my rock sliders and rear bumper are almost done at powder coat, so I'll get those on as well. And maybe I'll put a picture at the end of this video, just so you all can see it back together for once. Thanks for watching.